Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
What's
Y'all
good?
ready to get this party started?
Yes.
All right. We already know it's your girl, Miss G. Matt Lloyd. And to my left, who do we got?
Intelligent.
Miss Intelli-T. That's what we talking about. And to your around the corner across the street, who you got over here?
Miss Lex.
Miss Lex, how you doing in your yellow today?
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Love it. And to your left, and our special guest, who do we have?
I'm Tally Washington. Most people know me as their favorite realtor. And if
Realtor.
you don't know me, go ahead and follow me. Your favorite realtor, Tally.
Okay.
Oh,
Look, talk
Tally in
about
the
a
building.
plug.
You know?
Talk about the plug.
The best plug.
The best plug. Hey, the
Best
best
plug.
plug is the self plug. All right. So now that we done jumped in, we got some good topics today.
For sure.
As you already know, how we roll with this. All right. So for Miss Washington, how we do this, we do an open discussion. It's usually a light and airy topic, something that we just free talk about. Okay. Nothing too new, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a little skeptical, but you know,
spicy.
it's a little spicy.
I kind of got a tip. And
You got a tip.
spicy.
And listen, we just open it up because it just, kind of lightens the air, and we're just gonna get started.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right, but
Cool.
before we do that, we always do our word of the week, and our word of the week, Intelli-T always gives us a good word. We try to incorporate that throughout the entire show.
Right.
So, Miss Intelli-T, what you got?
So this week's word of the week is illicit.
Illicit. Okay, how we spelling that?
We're gonna spell that E-L-I-C-I-T. Illicit. It is a verb, and it means to evoke or draw out a response, answer, or fact from someone in reaction to one's own actions or questions. So let me give you an example.
Okay.
She's been trying to elicit the support of the other committee members.
So basically,
she's trying to draw
to
it
draw out. Okay.
And so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be eliciting
Okay.
a certain topic,
Okay.
answer from a certain topic. Another example is she's been unable to elicit much sympathy from the public. So elicit.
Illicit.
To
Okay.
draw out.
Okay.
So we just need to
out.
try to use that word as much as we can. And I think with the topic that we have, I think we can kind of pull that out.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So for our open discussion today, like I said, it's a little bit spicy. We're just going to have fun with it. We're just going to throw it out there. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. So the open discussion topic is, have you or would you have sex on the first date?
Ooh.
Who want to take that?
Wow.
Who want to take that? Who want to take that and run with it?
I think I
Go ahead
guess
and elicit a response, guys.
Hey, we need to elicit a response from our guests.
Yes.
So, Miss Tally,
Oh.
just asking you, not to put your business out there, but we putting it out there. Just a smidge, just bro.
Okay.
You want to take it?
Sure.
Yeah.
So the question is, would I have sex
On the first date.
on a first date? Well, I've never done that.
Okay, no,
Let's put that out there.
We're putting that
I've never done that. Just because there may have been times you may kind of wanna,
of course.
but you don't want no one to think you're a hoe, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
You don't
That's
want this
true.
straight up. Like, you don't want someone to think you're a hoe, even though you may be really attracted to them, or
Correct.
it may have been a couple of years
True,
before you
true.
messed around with someone.
So you're saying like a hard no? You like nah.
No. I'm not saying a hard no. I feel like for real. No. I don't think hard no's for too many things in life.
Okay.
I think there's an exception to every rule. Like if I was out of town and I met my husband, I knew it was only going to be that day. I might want to leave an impression
Yeah.
Hey,
for a callback.
hey,
Yeah.
touche.
You may want to. If that's your one shot.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes when you're out and about, and for like, just say you go on a girls trip, and we're out and about, and it's like, I know I'm never going to see this person again,
Right.
and it's just going to leave it in the state that you're at.
Right.
You might take that shot.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Grown women.
Grown with there you go.
Hopefully using
Exactly.
protection.
That's the key. Use the protection. At least if you're going to do it, at least do it safely.
And let your friends know where you at.
Of course.
People listen a lot nowadays.
But you know what? Though? We have a brother podcast called the Pull Up Podcast. Yes, that was a plug to the Pull Up Podcast. Yeah.
Okay.
However, they had a topic last night about keeping your location on. How do you feel about sharing?
Right.
So I guess in a situation like this, if you're out with your girlfriends and you know that's what you're going to do, put your location on.
That's right.
So you want to make sure everyone's safe, right?
I might snap a picture too.
Of course. Oh, you got to. You got to.
Like, and
Oh,
send it to
straight
my
selfie.
So when they're looking
Straight
for that
selfie.
person, you know how he looks.
You know what they look like.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like,
Yeah.
snap a picture to the friend. Like,
Yeah.
just don't go out there by yourself.
No,
Exactly.
no, you definitely don't want to go out by yourself.
Oh my God.
like for me to answer that question, have I ever done that on the first? No, I have not. But like you said, to piggyback off of you may want to, depending on how the vibe is going, everything like that. But you don't want to come off as like a hoe. You don't want no one to think that you are. However, my girls already know. Now you will know. Idris Al will take me out on a date. I'm gonna let you know this now. And y'all already know I got a husband. Yes, I'm happily married and all that good stuff. Yay. But he know Idris Al will take me out on a date. I'm just saying, that's the date. I'm talking like,
Okay.
I'm taking my wig off, taking my bra off, and I'm taking my
You're
drawers
gonna
off.
enjoy the whole moment.
I'm just gonna enjoy the whole moment. You know, so
Put it in the frame.
there it go.
Okay.
So anybody, regular, nah, I'm good. You know, because again, we all say we don't care what no one thinks of us. Yes, we do.
We do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
Yes, we do. So no for me. Idris Elba, yes. So if he's out there and he's listening, you come call me. My husband's okay with it. He loves me, and I love. It is what it is.
My husband's saying hard no for everybody.
He said, really?
Everybody.
Even for $499,025,000.
I don't know. Husband, you on there? What would you say?
Husband, Mr. Washington.
What would you say?
For-
I already know.
For the Powerball, $1 billion, Mr. Washington. Can her celebrity crush come and on the first night? We'll see what he say. Hey,
I don't know. I have to read the comments. It's kind of far.
I should ask my husband in the back. Is it okay if the Idris Elba give you 500? No, okay, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on.
Stop playing now. Stop playing.
Hell no.
That's Mr. Washington.
Hey, my husband said, "Nah, we good. Move on." Okay,
This is cute and all, but yeah.
he said he like move on. All right, and tell T, how you feeling about this?
You know me, I'm always different when it comes down to these questions, so I'm gonna look at it in a different aspect.
Of course, but that's why we need you on here.
So with that being said, I'm going to say my response to that is, who says that sex has to be penetrating?
There, see, she always put a twist on it right there. Negative twist.
That shit.
I mean, you can have sex with someone's mind mentally. So
you want to mind fuck? I heard you want to be mind fuck.
Is that an easy yes for you?
Is that the easiest?
in the mind, yes.
In the mind.
If I was single,
Yeah, of course.
let me put that there. Asterisk. I'm taken. I'm married, happily married. But I would say, if we are talking about something that is intriguing and arouse me mentally,
Okay.
I would do that on the first date.
Okay. And who says we haven't? That's probably how I got my hood. That with a little bit of Smoky Bones when we went to the restaurant. That's how you know it's a long time ago. We talk about Smoky Bones.
They still got one.
Which you know what?
Across from the Fashion Square Mall.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'll go get my chicken fix sometime.
You know what? We were supposed to go on a date, our first date with Smoky Bones. We never made it out the driveway. Just having conversation
See,
on our first date. You know
Oh,
what?
okay,
Look at that.
okay,
Okay, I guess I got a little mind fucked then.
Oh,
You never made it to Smoky Bones. Okay.
okay.
Miss Lex, how you feel about that? Would you or have you? Let's take out the have you. We're not gonna put your business out there. Would you? Oh no, I'm just saying. I have to rephrase the question.
Have you?
No, I have never.
I'm going to say, will you get the point?
No, I don't get the
She's trying to elicit a
But-
response.
Oh, yes.
But no, I have never had sex on a first date.
Okay.
Go piggyback off of what you guys are saying. Yes, you don't make yourself feel like coming off. These are the hell, what thought or whatever they call the name they use nowadays. Or whatnot. You want to take time just to get to know the person and just make sure, because you don't want to do that the first time and then after that's it.
Or they expect it.
They expect it all the time, or that's it. They got what they wanted and that's it. You
And
want
they
to.
do enjoy the hunt.
Yes,
That is true.
That is true.
Guys do.
So we got to do our part.
Yeah.
Gotta let them chase a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So for
Would
me,
you let your celebrity crush? I'm going with this now. I'm running with this, y'all.
my celebrity crush?
Would you let on the first night?
Yeah, that's my kid's stepdaddy.
You know what?
Stepdaddy coming over.
Who? By the way, who is your celebrity crush? Just throwing that out there. T.I.?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my baby.
All right. Tiny, come jump on this page.
Tiny can stay home.
Oh.
oh,
She's to Sharon, I think.
See, no, that's what we're no.
She's used to sharing.
That's
sure. What if she just want to watch?
No, I don't want her watching it.
Okay,
no.
just asking for a friend. Who's your celebrity crush?
I don't have one anymore.
Who was it?
It used to be Cool J. I did meet him. And backstage.
Okay.
I was happy with a kiss on the cheek, and I went about my business.
Okay. Did he lick his lips first and then kiss you on the cheek?
Of course. I didn't wash my face for 2 days.
Right up in here. Look, makeup and all. Right up in this side.
Now my husband's my crush.
Oh, Mr. Washington. Yes.
Okay.
I guess I should say it too. Baby, you my crush too. My husband my crush too. Yay. He's like, whew. All right, cool. So at least we know what we all wouldn't do. Unless it's your celebrity crush, that's AKA me and Miss Lex right there.
What about you, Telly?
What if Bruce Willis said
Not Bruce Willis. Stop.
She loves Bruce Willis. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Yes, Bruce.
Yeah.
Yes, Bruce.
Mm-hmm. We all the way in the jungle.
He gonna get you out. That's how all in the movies. He got you.
Okay, so what if Bruce Willis? Just saying. Just asking.
I would have to ask my other half first because we hadn't had that discussion.
Oh,
yet.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But
$500 million.
Oh yeah, that's a hard yes.
That's a hard yes.
That's a hard yes.
Because let me tell you something, girl. Let me tell you.
Girl, let me tell you.
I know my husband's celebrity crush is Nia Long.
Oh yeah.
And if he were like, oh babe, Nia Long, blah 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 blah. First of all, let's talk about the dollars. If he's like, babe, for $500 million, Nia said, I don't care what Nia said. All I hear is that we straight. The check cleared.
I might do it for $500,000. I'm just saying.
Hey, anything more than what I got right now, I'm doing it too. If I
Pay
can
me off a house and give me a nice car.
There it
One
goes.
little intimate session.
And look, and we,
I might be able to share.
I could share. I could have my disclaimer. You can't impregnate her. You gotta use protection. She can't stay here. Well, she could, depending. And check has to clear.
Right.
I mean, if she got pregnant, we might have family vacations all the time.
We might. But then,
then it's complicated.
It's too complicated.
Yeah,
and
that's too much
then we got a
sharing.
co-parent. Now, I got to heal from her.
Thinking about
Look.
I ain't doing.
Listen, I got to heal from her, and he got the baby. The baby might be cuter than my kids. We can't do all that. We're not doing all that. No, not
Oh my goodness.
So we don't have to talk about this stuff. We have to talk about this at the house.
Okay.
No, Nia Long. Well, anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap that up real quick.
It was more than a beginning topic.
It was.
Yeah.
It was an open
It was.
discussion. We took it. We ran with it, and we got a lot of illicit answers. I guess.
Yeah.
That's what to say.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to take a quick break. We'll be back shortly. Y'all don't. What am I about to say? Y'all got me. Y'all got me thinking about Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Come back.
Go ahead and refill those glasses. Do not go away.
Tag
Come
people
back.
That co-parent.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Definitely tag people that co-parent because we are coming in with a great main topic and you don't want to miss it. Refill your glasses. We'll be back. This segment of the podcast is brought to you by 517 Exclusive Events, where they specialize in being professional, punctual, and love throwing a great party. Get all of your event planning needs with 517 Exclusive Events and find them on Instagram and Facebook at 517 Exclusive Events.
In need of a haircut? For your lawn, that is. A little pruning, trimming here or there, edging, or even general maintenance? Contact Cosmetology Lawn and Maintenance today at 877-465-6367. Additional services available by request.
All right, we are back. All right, so we're going to jump right into our main topic. Y'all already know we had to refill our wine glasses because it's going to be something really, really good. So, Miss Lex, what are we talking about today?
All right. So today we are talking about co-parenting.
Okay, sounds easy enough, right?
It sounds easy, but it's not that easy.
Okay, not that easy. Okay.
So the topic is, are you in a process of healing, or have you healed from the person that you're co-parenting with?
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
All right, so we all know 9 times out of 10, everybody got kids.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes things don't work out. We know things don't work.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how you want to be with somebody, but you know it's not in your best interest, it's not in their best interest, or it may not even be in the kids' best interest for y'all to be together.
Yeah.
But sometimes, but
Yes.
your heart wants what the heart wants.
Exactly.
But when you know better, you try to do better.
Exactly.
So you're trying to heal from a person that you have kids with. That's hard. That's hard. That's so. Hey, let's talk about it. And if anyone who's watching, you know, y'all got some comments, y'all got some tips for us, let us know too.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
We'll answer some questions.
Oh yeah, we'll answer any question that you have. Hopefully this helps somebody, anybody, because we're all in it together. Because you know, it's a lot, and it's more common actually than you think. So, Miss Washington,
Hello.
hey. All right, so for you, have you or are you co-parenting at the current moment?
My whole life story is
Whole life story. Okay, so
Yeah.
tell us about your co-parenting situation. Are you healing from the person? Have you healed from the person?
Yes,
In transition?
Yeah, I've definitely healed from having to deal with co-parenting. I started young, having kids, 18.
Okay.
You know, I had my first daughter at 18, and then I had another daughter at 25, and then I had another son at 30, and then I had another child at 33.
Okay.
And for me, I was making bad choices on who my child parents was at the time because I didn't know better.
Okay.
Not to say they were bad people. They're great guys, you know, but just wasn't for me.
Right.
I was kind of dating men that didn't know how to be faithful when I was younger.
Gotcha.
So flashy men, arrogant men that come at me. So the difference was my last child, I picked who I had a child with. And
Okay.
he was great of character. I loved him because of his character, most importantly. But, you know, soul ties is real.
Oh,
You know.
Mentality talks about that
Yes.
all the time.
Soul
She
ties is real, and sometimes it's hard to separate the feelings from the best interest of the child, right?
Yes.
You know,
Okay. And if you don't mind us asking, you say you have 4 kids.
4,
How many dads do you have?
all different fathers.
Okay,
Okay.
so we got 4 kids.
I dump them after 2 years. 2 years of not being happy.
It's
It's done. Like, I give it a year.
Yeah.
We're happy. The second year, I'm letting you know what's good and what's not, what we need to work on. And after that, I'm done. Only because my parents were married 21 years and they were miserable.
Okay.
So I know how that feels to live in a household of misery. So peace was always my top priority.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you know what though, honestly, a lot of people, that's really big because a lot of women, because we always, you know, you try to see the best in everybody. It's hard to walk away because you're like, well, if they just do better,
Right.
if they just this,
We
or
love them more than what they are.
exactly,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
we see more in than we think.
Than they want to be.
We see the potential, and
Yeah.
then we sit here and before you know it, 5 years later. 6 years later, now
10, 21.
Now your kids are graduating high school,
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, like what am I doing? You know, so that's like I said, it's real. It's a big thing.
Right.
It's a big thing. Myself personally, I cannot quote unquote relate to the co-parenting situation only because I just can't personally. However,
Did you just have one baby by your husband?
so we have 2 kids
Okay.
together, and I mean we're together, so
By
you
your
know,
husband. Yeah.
So I can't really relate to it, but I do have friends who go through that, and even though it's not me personally, I feel like I kind of go through it with them because if my best friend is going through the situation, she's come crying on my shoulder or what may have you,
It hurt.
it hurts because you hate to see them in a situation that you can't change. They could probably change, but it's easier for me to be like, just leave. But when you love somebody and you see the
And that's
potential,
your child's father.
and the child's father,
You want your child to have both parents.
yes,
Exactly.
because
You know.
you're willing to hurt for your kids to be happy. So if you know your kids are happy, then I'll take the foolishness if that's what it takes.
Or, you know, you think they could do better. You know, because for a moment, they will do better. Like,
Correct.
you know, during that 2 years, it wasn't like 2 years of misery. It'd be like, okay, that's a deal breaker for me. But you've been great for 9 months.
Yeah.
Amazing. But now you go cheat or something. Then we're not doing that.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Right.
you know, there's STDs out there. I'm not going to compromise my health and sanity because I love someone. Because I love myself and my child more.
Right.
You know,
And sometimes
so-
it takes a while to even get to that point. Like
Exactly.
I mean, you always love yourself
2 years.
and your kids.
It's like
more.
2 years of messing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's not
gets
like
old.
cut and dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, okay, there's a story behind that. You know, like my daughters, they're like, Mom, you're so strong. You just walk away so easy and you don't look back. Well, I gave my best for that 2 years, so I have no reason to look back. You know, so, you know.
And kids don't see the behind the scenes. I mean, they see a certain amount.
Yeah, very little for me. Yeah, very little.
Because you try not to expose them to too much either.
Right,
correct. So.
But you don't want to lie to them, but it's like at the same time, they're kids.
Yeah.
And something more likely, kids, they don't see the bad in their parent.
Right. No.
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
Exactly. They should have the best version of you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But, you know, I would say kids grow and they learn and they see.
Yeah. Yeah. Eventually, it
always comes to light. And, you know, and I can say that on my part, you know, I do co-parent. I have 2 kids. Same dad, you know, we're not together, you know, fortunately.
She said fortunate. Not even unfortunate.
Are you healed from that?
No. And I'm going to be honest. No, I'm not fully healed, but you know, it takes time, especially this is somebody I see often. And it's even harder, you know, see often. Dad. He's a very active dad, you know. You know, we have a schedule, you know, you get the kids, I take the kids to school, you pick the kids up, you know, football, everything. He's very active, so he's always around, you know. And, you know, like you said, kids can't see the bad in their parents. Oh, they believe in their dad.
Do you go back and forth with him intimately?
No.
Sure?
No.
Your final answer?
No.
Are you trying to elicit some answers out of her?
You know, because sometimes things get messy because you're not setting those boundaries.
Exactly.
You know,
and I had to set those boundaries. I had to.
And I feel like sometimes that's where you mess up because if you separate from somebody, I don't care, kids or no kids, but if you separate from one and then you start being intimate with them, you just open the door.
You're opening the door.
You're just ripping the Band-Aid off.
You're basically starting back from what you try to end.
You start all over.
But it makes it messier because now you don't even have a clear goal of where you're going.
Exactly.
Right.
Because if you ever want to cut it off and he's like, well, just last week you're like, well,
no. Yeah. I had to because then I wouldn't be in the stage that I am now. I'm actually in a better place I am today than I was maybe about like 2-3 years ago.
Which is good.
We have been broken up for, my son is about to be 11. So it's almost going on 11 years.
So what's causing you not to heal from this situation?
It's just the point, as I say, he's just always there. Always around. And then we have mutual friends. You know, we all go hang out and...
Okay, so question. I have a question for you. Just, ma'am. I'm just asking. If you, and again, this is a person who does not do it, so I'm just asking.
Yeah.
If you want to heal from the person, why do you... I mean, obviously you have to be around for the kids' sake. We get that. However, you said y'all hang out. Or y'all hang out in mutual groups.
Mutual settings. It's not just me and him.
No, understandable. So,
like what?
Like, do y'all go out to dinner?
When I say mutual settings, like, I have friends that are the same friends as his. That some of them I've met through him. And we've grown our own connection. So, you know, if they have an event, we're there. You know,
you're not there together, but
we're not there together.
So why?
We're not there together, but
so why do you put yourself in that position if you're not healed? Why would you put yourself in a position? I'm just just opening up the wound that's not healed yet. Why would you do that instead of just you're still my friends, but I need a break from y'all, and I'm gonna hang out with my new friends? Because you can get new friends.
I mean, I have my own set of friends.
I'm a friend.
I have my...
No, I ain't tired of baby.
No, okay. She's not. Yeah.
I have no ill will against them or anything.
I have my friends that I hang out with on my own. Mm-hmm. Like, these are my friends. This is my circle, my own.
Okay.
You know, but we do have that side of friends. And it's not just... These are like I say, close friends, family, kids, godparents, and, you know, things like that. So I see where you're coming from on it.
No, I mean, I'm all for co-parenting. Like, at one point, I had my son's father and my husband both coaching the same team for my son, like, because I'm that cool. Like, I am very honest, respectful, loving, because that's how much I love my son.
Right.
I overlook everything that's ever happened because it was my fault, because I chose that man.
Right.
My child didn't choose their daddy. I chose him.
Exactly.
So I owe my son, my kids, that respect to give them my best. So, but I'm not hanging out with none of his friends. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, we were cool. I loved y'all, man. It was so much fun.
Did you always have that mindset?
Yeah.
So when we were asking Ms. Lex, you know, the question of, well, why are you hanging with that person? Could you help the listeners and us understand what is the process when you're going through healing? What are the do's and your don'ts? Do you separate yourself from that person?
I do, 110%, except when he calls and say he want to pick up the kid. I get the kid ready and they ready at the door.
Okay.
So, my exes would try and come in the house and hang out, trying to get back with me. And I'd be like, no. I was like, because when I get a boyfriend, you're going to say I'm acting funny. I said, so I'm going to go ahead and set the precedence now. Like, hey, call, I have the kid ready, 2 o'clock, and that's it. And it's like, you don't even have a boyfriend. I said, but I will one day.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
And
so
it might
that's
be
the
2
boundary.
years from that. It's been I'll have separations 2 years in between me dating people, but I still carried myself as a wife. I know no man's going to want to date me if I'm having my baby daddy hang out at my house, or I'm hanging out with my baby daddy friends, or, just messy ties. Nobody want to come into somebody else's situation. It's bad enough they're taking on the responsibility of someone else's child, but I'm not going to create a scene of, you got to compete with my ex.
Now, when did you get to that mindset, though?
Because you treat people how you want to be treated.
But did you always start out that way?
Yeah.
The whole time?
Day one.
Okay.
Day one, only because I treat people how I want to be treated. I wouldn't want, if you met a guy who was, I'm still friends with my daughter's mom, we hang out, you'd be like, what? I don't want to hang out with y'all.
How do y'all feel
that's
about...
weird. I'm not doing that. Even though I'm my boss, I'm not getting in the middle of y'all stuff. Y'all sound like y'all still got some things to work out. So I'm going to let y'all do that.
How do y'all feel about hanging out with the new... Okay, I guess baby daddy girl. What if she's like, you know what? I'm going to marry your baby daddy. We're married.
That's great.
She said, that's great. She's like, that's great. So if we hang out, well, I'm married, but I want to, because I'm raising your kid.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Do you want to go get manis and panties together? Do you want to go
but
to
I will
movies?
come to the birthday parties.
Okay.
We've done that. We go to birthday parties, we go to games, we go to graduations.
Okay.
Appropriate events.
So all the important events. Got it.
Appropriate events. Not just important, but appropriate. Things where the child want both of their parents there.
Right.
Okay.
A child shouldn't have to decide where do I spend my birthday? If they want to have a birthday at the bowling alley,
we should all be able.
Everybody should be able to be there. Yeah, okay, definitely.
That's always how it's been for me. I'm never looking at them I hug the girls when I meet them. I hug them and it's sincere because I don't want them. I just don't. I've tried. I've tried my best, and I want to be at peace when I lay down. I don't want to be worrying about what they doing.
And that's true, because you think about it. Sometimes when you open the door to it, or trying to well, maybe what if, or they're treating the new person better than, you're well, wait a minute.
Temporarily.
Or it could be temporary, because you know that you typically know the person. That's why you left. So, Mr. Telltee, do you co-parent, or is it just your husband, your kids? I mean, I know this answer, but we're talking for our listeners, of course.
We do not co-parent.
Okay.
My children, the 3 daughters that we have, my youngest daughter is from my husband.
Okay.
My 2 older daughters, their dad was shot and killed when they were younger.
Okay.
So when Chad and I, my husband and I, gotten together, he kind of took over the role of being their father.
Okay.
So we never had that opportunity to go through that whole co-parenting thing.
Okay.
But we were young. I had my first daughter at 17. Second one came 2002, 2 years later. And then I had my other one, and I was married at, I think, 21. We've been married 16 years. So I didn't have the...
High five and claps for that.
It's definitely work. But I didn't have the opportunity to experience the co-parenting. I did have a question, though, while you guys were talking. And I just want to understand. So we're saying that there is no friendship with the other parent. Is that what we're saying? There's no friendship.
Men cannot be friends with me.
You know what? Listen.
They're gonna want to be with me.
I've heard that.
Attachments there.
Okay.
I have heard that. Steve Harvey actually said that. He said that he will not be friends with any woman outside of his wife. He said because whether I'm not physically attracted to a woman, he said at some point in time, your mind, he said even for a split second, you're wondering, kind of look up or down type attitude. He said he would never be friends with a woman because men can't be friends with women unless he said either you have sex with them, you're going to have sex with them. There's no black and white.
Gotcha.
So I've heard that. I've heard people say that.
Yeah, it's true. Like, I used to think, because I'm honestly a more masculine female, and I want to be friends with men. So I used to be friends with the guys I work with or whatever, and then to be like, man, I thought we were friends, and they'll try and hit on me later. And
I was like, wait a minute. So the whole time you ain't my friend, you just trying to see what you can get out of
it. Like, when I start dating someone, they're mad at me. I'm like, what is he mad for today? Oh, they mad because I'm dating somebody? I thought we were friends.
Right. I thought we were cool.
So it took me about 3 of those kind of lessons with guy friends to realize they ain't my friend. You know what I'm saying? So I had to figure that out. But I did have a situation where it was hard for me to heal from because I was still in love.
That love thing will get you.
My mind was like, he ain't good for me, I'm done. But my heart, I was seeing him every day from work. I worked with him. I was seeing him every day.
That's a big no.
I was so stupid. I was so dumb. I was working with him every day, and he lived in walking distance from me, and he would barely see his daughter, like once every 2 months.
Oh, so you
I would see this dude
but you can't
every day, every day, and I was like, I had the best dad in the world. Like, he would do everything for me. So I was like, he could definitely be that. Like, he's a great guy, you know. I was just so upset that I couldn't control him to be a better father.
Right.
So that would burn me up. So I had major, like, upset feelings, like attachments, like, because of that. So I had to go to a counselor to figure out how to heal from that.
Okay.
She ended up telling me, your child only needs one good parent.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't realize that because I had 2 good parents, you know. So when she said that, it like changed my life, and I never looked back at him.
Because you never hear it that way.
Because I was trying to like give her what I had, like 2 good parents that looked after her, and she can count on for everything. And I was just so frustrated because I saw the potential, thinking that he could do that, but no, he would not. He'd be like, I'm just chasing money. He was just worried about making more money all the time. That was his priority.
Wow.
And he would say, oh, I love her so much, blah, blah, blah. But you live in walking distance
Actions
from me.
speak louder than words.
And you would barely see her. I mean, and I still believe he really do love her. I ain't knocking that.
And he probably do.
He do. He do. I would say 110% he really do love her.
Right.
But people don't love the same way you love.
No.
And people show their love differently.
Exactly.
So some parents feel like, as long as I provide, if I give you money, she need. Oh, okay. Well, we just gonna throw him. We gonna throw him in the trash.
He wasn't doing squat. I ain't even throwing him in the trash, but he knew I was. He saw my potential in being that one good parent, so he was like, "She got it."
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
he
was just kind of letting her. You know, like, she ain't her. I always had money, so he wasn't worried about nothing. I always, took care of my kids well, so he wasn't worried about her well-being. He was worried about getting money. And so his priorities is different.
Priorities are off, and with kids, your kids gotta come first. Like, they see that.
Oh, he may have thought they were coming first because he was like, "Oh, she got them," but he wasn't stepping up to help me, and that burned me up. So once it was only like 2 counseling sessions. Super old lady. She was just like, I read a book, and your child only needs one good parent, and the light bulb went off for me.
Bing. Wow.
Yeah, and so I just ran in that, and my kids, they like idolize me, and I tell them not to because you only idolize the Lord, but they just adore me so much because I provided everything I could for them. But
you know what you do for them.
The healing process is different for everyone. I'm not knocking your healing. Everyone heals differently. I was just saying, like, what I've been through.
Right.
And I empathize, but it's hard. Like, I was crying in my Bible hard.
Yeah.
You
can't jump on that.
Yeah.
It looks hard.
You can imagine your daughter not having everything that she should have.
Yeah.
And imagine that hurt. That's all it was. It was like, you want to give your kid everything.
Yeah. Everything.
And when you can't, it hurts.
It does.
It hurts.
So let me ask both of you guys, ladies, a question before we take a quick break. Would you, if you know what you know now, and in your case, would you change any of your baby's fathers? And in your case, would you change your baby father in general? When I say change, would you have not had kids? And not saying you don't love the kids.
Nah,
no shade.
Definitely not.
I wouldn't change.
Okay.
Just for the simple fact, like I said, we may not be together, but he is a great father to my kids.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying? So he loves his kids. So I wouldn't change it.
Would you change?
I just change our relationship.
Nah, not at all. You know why? Because if I changed, then I would only have one child. And really, the growth in me was because of my kids. Like, I've always strived to be more for my children. So I wouldn't even be who I am if it wasn't for my kids.
Yeah, and they wouldn't be our exact kids.
Yeah, that no,
right.
There would be somebody like
all my kids are so amazing. Like, I wouldn't change it for the world.
No,
I just would change my perspective in dealing with those people.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
You know,
and like I said, just sitting and listening to the stories is like. It's heavy.
It is.
It's heavy
because it's your children, and we live for our children.
Oh yeah.
So when we can't, operate in the full capacity of being a good parent, it hurts.
It's a burden. Even when you can do something for your kid, but you can't do everything. Even in like in my situation where we have two parents in one household, if we just can't do something, we just can't do it. And like for me, when I see my son, like, oh, okay, I'm like, oh man. I go straight to my husband, like, hey, we gotta try to make this work. We gotta try to get this, Yeah. So I can only imagine if you have a guy that's that's capable but chooses not to.
Yeah, and you see him every day living his best life.
You up here driving the best cars,
and you just want to,
like, really?
Yeah,
that's what we doing.
You want to trip out, but you gotta, focus
for these kids.
Yeah, or to keep your job.
Right. And I will say, a lot of people don't understand. It's not just men, whoever's doing, the co-parent, whichever parent is not pulling their weight. These kids saved y'all. Kids saved you a lot, like, because the parent who's doing the bulk of the work or all the work, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of times you want to cut them to the white meat. You want to just go off and go left on them, but you're like, you know what?
Like, for me,
or you don't want to go to jail. I can't go to jail. Your kids, I try the other parent.
I will for certain things, but for that, it's like, man,
it's not even
get over it.
It's worth it.
And that's what I'm saying. Kids, they save a lot of people. But I say they save that other parent. It's like, if it wasn't for these kids, I would.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for my kids,
What about women that abuse men though?
Ooh, well, pause on that.
Okay.
So we're going to come back to that.
Okay.
We're going to take a quick break because that's, women that put their hands on
I used to have a daycare and some of the parents used to be like, so-and-so can't pick up the kids today.
Oh, she bitter. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she a bitter one. All right, so real quick, refill your glasses. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Sip.
My name is Brianna, and I am the CEO owner of Omni Consulting. So what I do with my business is family law, but I am not a lawyer because you don't need a lawyer to do the things that I assist with. So I assist people to get divorced, name changes, legal guardianship, step-parent adoption, anything related to family law is what I assist with. My bread and butter, though, comes from helping mainly men because they are the ones who are less educated about the legal system or they stray away from it. So I help them to establish time sharing and parental rights of their children. If they're on child support, I help them to lower it to a significantly low amount than what they probably already pay. It warms my heart to look on my timeline and see my clients with pictures of their kids. So my phone number is 407-520-4614. I have 3 offices, one in Altamont, one in Jacksonville, and one in Ponte Vedra. Text me, call me, please be mindful. I'm also on Facebook. The business is Omni Consulting LLC. We're in it together because I really do know the law. And I can educate you on the process to the point where you can make decisions about your case, and I just guide you through the process.
And we are back.
We are back.
I hope you guys had a moment to fill up your glasses because this topic is one where you're going to need a little sip, a little drink, wet that throat.
Wet that throat. Listen, don't drink too much. It's a Sunday. I don't want y'all to be feeling some type of way going to work tomorrow.
Right.
So the calling that.
The topic that we are discussing is, are you in the process of healing or have healed from the person that you're co-parenting with? And we've been getting a lot of good gems from our very own Miss Tally Washington.
Your favorite realtor.
So, what we left off on was, like I said, some gems, but we wanted to ask in a brief condensed version, what did your journey of healing consist of? if you could break that down for us in a brief version, almost like a book. If you're helping out someone that's listening, what is a guide that you could give to them that also relates to how you went through your healing?
For one, I just felt like I deserved more. I felt like my kids deserved more. So I just set clear boundaries to prepare for that.
Okay.
So I never had them hanging out at my house when we weren't together, unless it's like a birthday or something of that sort. I realized that I was enough by myself. Like, you know, one good parent is enough, even though it's wonderful. I think dads are essential, and I promote dads being in a kid's life. Like, I love my father so much. He's made me who I am today, but we can't make no one be a good dad.
That's right.
That is true.
You know,
That is very true.
so when I realized that I can't control that narrative, and all I can do is control my narrative and hope that they joined and make that door open always, then that's how I was able to heal,
Gotcha.
you know, by not being upset that I couldn't control the narrative over there.
And do you think you're healed from all?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I could be friends with all of them. Like, I mean, I don't want to be friends, but we could be cool.
Yeah.
You know, like
Co-parent.
Yeah, like when they see me, they hug me. We like I said, my husband and my exes have coached together. Have, you know, they've all had side talks and hangouts, or, you know, we all have a mutual respect for each other because of my kids.
Okay.
You know, we put them first. So I think that's the biggest picture. Of, like, if you were given $1 million to get along with your significant other, your child's father, when they turn 18, let's say, hey, if y'all can get along and ignore all the small things emotionally, you get $1 million at the end. How many people would make it?
Everybody will make it.
Everybody
will make it.
But people power trip. They try and control each other. They trying to have one up on each other. You know, and they forget, like, the $1 million prize is the kid.
That's right.
So, you know, when you put that child first, then, you know, everything else seems to kind of work together. And if you need counseling for yourself emotionally, go get it. I had to do it. It took a couple of sessions.
I think
But it
sometimes people
worked.
are scared to do that because then I feel like then you are admitting that you're not good at something. But like you said, for the betterment of the child, why not?
Right. For the betterment
And you
of
want to be
yourself.
happy.
Or yourself, yeah, betterment of yourself.
I
for
just
sure.
wanted to be happy. You know, I wanted to be the best version of myself for my kid. And I was getting sad about it. Like, you know, crying to God about it. So, you know, that's how I got led to going to counseling. I went to a couple sessions. The lady said, I read a book, you know, you just need to be one good parent. Your kid will be all right. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to strive to do that.
That's pretty good. And it's not like just one good, like, it doesn't have to just be the mom or just like you said.
Or the dad. My dad was
yeah.
the one good parent for a period of time, you know, like from when I was like 16 to 25. You know, my mom was finding herself, and that's all good. I love my mother. She's an amazing woman from head to toe. But at some point, he was like that rock for me to grow. So, you know, one good parent. It don't mean, oh, kids don't need their father. They do.
They do. Yeah.
It don't mean kids don't need their mother. They do.
Right.
Like, God gave them both parents for a reason. And when you find that love and you join together, you kind of figure things out.
Gotcha.
Miss Lex, how can you answer that question? Could you ask, have she healed or are you healing from the situation? Rephrase that, Intelli. Try to rephrase your question.
No worries. I was asking if you could give some steps as to what you are actually currently going through or the steps that you've taken to heal. What would that look like?
Well, you know, I haven't fully healed, so I can't say.
Yeah.
Right.
You will.
And exactly.
Speak it into existence.
You will.
Yeah, speaking. Yeah,
You will.
exactly. So, what are some of the steps that I'm taking? You know, I try to like,
It's okay. I mean, you know, everybody go through everything.
Exactly.
And that's why we're here for each other.
And there's no
Yeah,
there's no time limit to
it's
it.
right. It's definitely.
Yeah, I don't want no one to feel like, oh my gosh,
Definitely. Yeah, it's
y'all
can't
been
say
co-parenting for
today
this
you
long.
ended and tomorrow you're over it.
No,
you know,
no.
Yeah, it takes time because I know it always takes time. It just especially depends on the type of relationship you had with this person. You know, the time that you put into that with that person, and you know whatnot. So,
I would like to say, like, where would you like to see yourself in another couple years? Like, that's different from today. Like, okay, you're not fully healed,
Right.
But what type of version would you like to see yourself in another year? Because for me, it only took like a light switch.
Right.
Because I was just angry. You know what I'm saying? Like I was trying to like push him to be who my dad was to me.
Exactly.
So, you know, for you, it might be you just love them, like,
yeah,
and you love the life you had, you know, the friends you had. I don't know, know.
And like you said, how you push them to be the type of dad you had. Like I said, I didn't have that.
You holding on to that. It feels good to you to even see it.
Yeah. So
we're gonna, fingers crossed. We're gonna say in a few.
Oh no, it's not finger crossed.
No, it's gonna happen.
It will happen.
I'm gonna be praying for you.
It will happen.
You'll be on my prayer list.
Yeah,
for real. And it works, man. That's how it started for me. I was reading my Bible, praying.
Yeah.
And then it's crazy because who ended up being my pastor wasn't my pastor at the time. And he called me the next morning and he told me what I was reading in my Bible. And I busted out crying because I didn't tell nobody I was going through that pain.
Right.
Because, I mean, what y'all gonna do?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I'm praying for you, girl. I'm praying for you, girl. You gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? But only you can get healed from God. So God does the healing, really. It wasn't, the counselor. God used that counselor to speak life into me. But it's you and God. So when you go to God for healing, expect the healing. It's gonna happen. But you gotta know why you're hurting first. And know what to ask your father for. Right, know what to ask God for. Because, even though my dad was an amazing father, my God is my ultimate father. He's the one that brings, like, y'all to me.
Definitely.
To share this, or my kids to me, or, everything. So
it sounds like a lot of shadow work is needed, where you're looking at yourself and identifying what's going on with yourself, why you're tolerating certain things, why you're moving in the way that you're moving. Maybe you have some childhood trauma that's happening. A lot of things that happen to us in my healing journey, not from this particular topic, but when we're talking about healing, there's some things that you kind of tuck away.
Yeah,
and you don't deal with it until
it gets brought to light.
Right. Until it's brought to light.
For me, those break in between dating, that's all I did was I dug deep into self-help books.
Oh, gotcha.
And I was like, what's wrong? Okay, I know what they did to me, right? But what can I do to be a better person?
Right.
So whenever I'm hurting, I find a book that's pertaining, like a bestseller book that's pertaining to what I'm going through, and I read it. Like Failing Forward was one of my best books by John Maxwell.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, and I was hurting at the time, but the best way to not hurt is help others. And I was so engulfed in my hurting that I didn't realize, like, hey, all I gotta do is help others, and God will start healing me in different ways. So you get your mind out of, whatever you're going through.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, look at us healing together.
And that's what it's about, sharpening one another,
And that's what we need, because, like you said, believe it or not, it's so many people that go through it, and even we're just doing it from a woman's perspective. Love to hear a guy's perspective on it, because a lot of guys do not share their emotions. They feel like
they don't know how.
Exactly. When you don't know how to do something, you don't do it. You tuck away. So if we have anyone like listening, even just like send us an email, send us some type of message or whatever. Let us know how you deal with it. We would love to hear. We just want to hear a male's perspective, and you can definitely email us at GLMTY.
Or maybe the male podcast can touch on that.
Oh, listen, we ain't gonna be doing too many plugs for them now.
The male podcast.
We already did one for the males, and that was the Pull Up Podcast, by the way. However, but no,
because men do well with other men.
Men do well with other men.
And
however,
then the women can listen in. Your podcast can listen in to what the men want. Because only a man can say what they want.
That is true. But however, they just gotta know how to express themselves. So maybe we should tell our brother podcast, maybe we should have that topic. If they, because we all know at least one person. And only if you're comfortable too, because sometimes this is not an easy topic to go off of, for sure. Like I said, me and Telety, we can't relate to that, quote unquote. Can you swipe that up? We can't relate to that, however, but we do have friends who are going through that in the process, so we gotta get a male perspective on it. We need one.
Yeah. Great topic.
Definitely great topic. So we are going to take our final break. If you guys have anything else you want to jump on this or say on it before we take our last break and bring in our drink of the week?
I just wanted to ask, what role does forgiveness play
in
this?
That's a good one.
Do you have to forgive in order to be that quote unquote good co-parent?
For me, I didn't have anything to forgive. Like, I chose that man to date. So I take accountability for that.
That's big. A lot of people don't look at themselves like that.
accountability.
It's always like you messed up.
Right.
I didn't mess up.
Yeah, he told me he's never had a girlfriend before. It's for a reason. You know what I mean? Or
Red flag.
red
flag.
Or I heard on the street. That
Hold on, we
he
got a
was
question.
X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
So for me, it was never about them. It was always about me making better choices.
It's the red.
Gotcha.
Why
I like
is it that we ignore red flags?
I don't know.
I mean, everybody got some type of red flag.
Of course,
You know, even as good of a woman as I am, I have some red flags. Like, I used to cuss people out like if I'm mad, you know, but now I'm better with that. I know how to take a break and think about it and come back a couple hours later. But you know, everybody has some type of red flag.
We all got red flags.
Right.
My kids let me realize my red flags.
And we all, black people, period, we're all figuring out emotions, you know.
Right.
Like my grandfather's father was a slave. My grandfather was a slave. So who taught my father to be a good man? And who taught my brother how to be a good man if my father did?
It just trails down.
So I mean, we're the generation, we're educated, we're learning more, we have books to read, and I just give forgiveness to most black people, period, because we're starting from nothing. This is like the first generation where we can have these conversations and grow together, you know.
And I even think with co-parenting, you have to forgive. Yes. We have a question in there. Okay, can you read out the question? Because listen, y'all, my phone's too far away, I can't see. How do you deal being toxic? Who said we toxic?
Us being the toxic
like
parent?
we're the toxic parent?
Yeah. How do you deal with
ladies.
toxic parent?
How do you
Deal with a person being toxic. So if you're a person who you're co-parenting with, I'm assuming is a toxic person.
Let's define the word toxic first.
True, because everyone's definition could be different.
Everybody's
I think
definition can be different.
Generally, a person who's hard to deal with, hard to get along with, hard to communicate with.
Yeah,
maybe.
No,
Just
toxic is like
It could be a lot of
they're
stuff.
bad for their mental health.
Yeah.
In my book, you know, because everybody got some things that's just, you know. But I mean, like, toxic to me is like my ex that's a whore bringing whores around my kids.
It's being a whore.
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Yeah,
when
call
you're
a spade a
sleeping
spade.
around
Yeah.
and not doing what you're supposed to do, and you just doing whatever for fun, like that's being a
toxic.
whore, or even for money, like you know, it was all the above.
So how
that
do
is
you
toxic.
deal with that? Do you separate yourself from
No,
that?
you make clear boundaries, and if they don't respect them, then you have to protect your child. So clear boundaries mean, hey, like I told you on break, I'm cool with whatever, but that one day you pick them up, don't have them around. Don't have nobody that you don't plan on marrying around my kids.
It's a respect thing. So Ms. Lex, how do you in that conversation? How would you deal with a toxic person if your person that you're co-parent with is toxic? Was a toxic person, I should say.
just piggyback off of what she's saying, set those boundaries, you know, and if they can't follow it,
Ooh,
hey.
y'all heard Neo and Crystal got divorced. That's not the happy part. But I can relate to Crystal so much because she put in the divorce agreement that he is not allowed to have women around their children that they both didn't agree upon.
Oh.
It is written black and white. Like it's an agreement.
I didn't know you could do that.
When I read that, it just registered. Like that was like my number one rule. Like don't subject my kids to nonsense. You know, like I knew those guys were very capable of being mature adults. You know, that's why I dealt with them for them 2 years. But I also knew they had another side. So I'm like, that one day you picking them up for the week. If you are getting them that one day a week, just pretend to be that guy that you were with me.
Pretend
You know
to be a
what
good
I'm
dad. Be a good
saying?
dad. We
Like,
know
Just you and
Don't-
you and your kid.
don't have
that's the whole point of corporate.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be you and the
your
kid, not
have
you the
them
kid.
subjected to broken women.
Right.
You know, like that's normal, or showing your bad sides to them, like that's normal. So like my kids' dad, they never saw none of that. They didn't know none of that. Like they had to like come to me like, so why did y'all break up?
It's
Like he's so amazing. Like, you know, like And
Everybody put their best foot forward.
Yeah.
I was like, check the public records.
And even on the flip side too, we're speaking from experience from the woman to the man, but with the women who have the children, don't bring broken men around
Right. That is
children.
very true.
Some of these men were molested, brought up in very
Abusive.
toxic environments coming up. So, the same thing that we're asking from our perspective, it needs to be flipped around as well.
Right.
Definitely.
So if you have your child, and you are a woman, you have your child, and you're dealing with these toxic men, don't bring those men around your babies.
And
Not
I
at
think
all.
too,
Don't do it.
people they sometimes forget, like, it's just, I'm not gonna bring a broken man around my daughter.
Your son also.
Your son also. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
even worse.
Your
That's
son
what
also.
they
Yeah,
think
because
that it's a male role model.
Exactly.
Or they see like
Or they
that's
might molest them.
yeah.
Right.
Or
They
you
do
think
get
that your child think it's okay.
Molested too.
Don't play that. No, I
Yeah.
don't. Even though my husband and I, obviously we're not co-parenting, I still, even if I have a broken male in our family, I'm not bringing you around
Right.
because all that, it just rubs off, and I don't need that. We're not going to do that. So I can only imagine in a co-parenting situation.
And that raises another question. Like, for me, I would be, if I was in that situation, I'm not in a co-parenting situation, but for me, I would be so worrisome about, what's going on when I'm not in my child's presence. So how did you put yourself at peace in knowing
Well, I
that?
had respect for them. It wasn't
Right.
like they were bad people.
Okay.
Like, I had a rule from when I started being intimate. Like, I would never lay down with someone that I couldn't deal with for 18 years.
Okay.
Well, that's very
So,
true. There's a way
My first boyfriend told me that. Like, his mother taught him that. And I just would never date a guy that was not respectful to her mother, abusive to me, or, others, like, there was just deal breakers, not financially stable. Like,
people show you who they are in the beginning.
so,
They
so
do.
just
They do.
because it
You
didn't work
choose
out for me, I'm not gonna just pretend like, oh, he's such a bad person
Right.
because he didn't know how to be faithful to me. I'm not gonna do that.
Gotcha.
So if they tell me that they're gonna respect our children, then I have to trust that. And until they show me different,
Right.
Yeah.
and then when they show me
So
different,
basically,
I have to create a
benefit of the
boundary.
doubt.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
Yeah.
For all
Right.
people,
Yeah,
you know?
which is true.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is true.
You
Until
have
Yeah.
to trust the daycare.
You
You
have
have
to,
to
yeah.
trust the doctor.
Yeah.
I
You
didn't
have to
look at it
trust
that way.
people.
Yeah, it's
That
true.
is true, because you think about it, you send your kids to school, you trust the school to keep your kids
Exactly.
whatever,
That's
true.
until, hopefully not until, but
Unless
if,
they give you a
or unless
Yeah.
they give you a reason,
Right.
because
That
something
is
go
true.
left now.
Now you want
Now,
to
now you
Yeah.
got now you got
Yeah.
to see me. Now you got to
Right.
really see
For
me.
sure.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, that's not this time.
No, but that's what
crazy.
it is.
I
Right?
know.
And what's that, like what I said earlier?
Yeah.
Like they get along with me because they don't want to see that
We're
side.
good.
But we're supposed to be like that over our children. Like
supposed to
they're young, they're
protect the kids.
defenseless. So it's our job to protect our children.
And they're
Right.
they're innocent. And like you said, I sent my baby to school. I trust the school to send him back
Yeah.
the way
I
I
dropped them off.
And if
Except
not,
a little dirt.
it's a little dirt, which is fine. But
Right.
if not, yeah, you have to see me,
Yeah.
the entire me, me, his dad, his grandma,
The
his
police.
aunt, police, the
After-
girls on this show. You gonna see everybody. Like it's a wrap. You gonna
Gonna hold you accountable.
you gonna get the bird call. There it goes. All right,
Oh,
ladies.
man.
Well, we got to wrap this up. This is so good. We can continue going this for so long. We can talk about this all day. However, we are going to refill our glass. We're going to come out with the drink of the week. I got to make sure I take my dang alarm off because it's going off. But we are going to wrap this up real quick. Miss Tally Washington, we really,
realtor.
your favorite realtor, the plug is real. We appreciate you for being on our show. We appreciate you for giving your perspective, your side of your co-parenting story and your healing process.
Thank you.
For
Thank
that-
you for having me.
Always a pleasure. For that, you will always be a member of the Girl. Let me tell you. This is just for This is just for you. So we do ask you to open it right quick.
Yes.
Because we want those who want to come on our show. Just know we give gifts. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she's a.
I was like, oh, I want a shirt. They got me
she got a shirt. She got a shirt. Of course. So,
And they got me some wine to deal with,
baby
little mamas and daddies.
dealing with the co-parenting situation. You gotta have a little drink.
And
She She has her uncle.
I got my own glass.
Can't drink wine in your hand
When I'm watching the podcast.
while you watching the
Here
podcast.
you guys are.
So we thank you so
Thank you.
much, and you can always welcome back.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
So we love you long time.
I love you guys too. I hope you keep in touch.
Always,
And
always.
And where can we find you on social media?
Yeah.
Your favorite realtor _Tally.
Okay.
I got great programs with 100% financing going on, guys.
Okay.
And you only need $500 to buy a house and a decent credit score.
Oh,
So let me
nice.
hook y'all up.
Tell one of your baby daddies and get $500 for him right there. We'll be right back, you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, wow. Do you need any electrical work done? Be it big or small, contact Oh Wow Electric on the World Wide Web at www.owowelectric.com, where you can book your consultation and ask any questions you may have. Let us wow you today.
All right, we are back. Listen to T with that throat. All right, we are back with our drink of the week. And don't forget to drink responsibly, 21 and up only. So our main topic today was co-parenting with the person you are healing from. That was the topic, right?
Or
So-
have healed from.
Or have healed from. So usually, with our drinks, we try to find a drink that kind of corresponds with everything. And you know how you have your regular mojito? Since we've been co-parenting, we're going to call it a cojito.
All right.
All right.
All
So you
right.
make one for yourself, make one for your co-parenting person, you send it over to them. Y'all might be able to co-parent better. No? Okay. I was trying to see where I was going with that. All right. So the ingredients to the cojito is 2 ounces of your white rum, and we are going to start making these back online, just as a heads up, everybody. So 2 ounces of your white rum, a half ounce of your lime juice, along with a teaspoon of sugar, 3 mint leaves, 4 if you're greedy, some cracked ice, aka some crushed ice, club soda or seltzer, and a half ounce of the simple syrup. Okay. So how you want to make this? It says to muddle lime juice. That sounds nasty. I don't know what muddling mean, but that just sounds nasty. So what we're gonna do? We're just gonna pour some lime juice over some ice. That's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna muddle nothing. You want to put the lime juice, the simple syrup, and sugar into a Collins glass. And a Collins glass is a short of glass, but it's wider at the spout.
Okay.
Again, I gotta just start buying these.
Uh-huh.
You want to add your mint leaves and you want to mush them to the side of the glass. So you want to take a smusher or a back of a spoon and you want to mush the mint leaves to the side of the glass.
Okay.
Then you want to fill it with your cracked ice, which is basically crushed ice. You want to pour rum on the top along with the club soda, stir it a little bit, and serve it.
Okay.
So
Refreshing.
sounds refreshing. I'm not a big mint person and
No.
I'm not a rum person. You know,
Right.
But I do substitute everything with tequila. Can't go wrong.
Don't hurt to try it though.
It doesn't hurt to try it, but we will try it the way it's, the way it's performed. But that's how you make a cojito.
Okay, cojito.
Cojito for the co-parents.
Oh, yeah.
And then you guys will just heal together.
You know what?
I'm just saying.
That was not a part
That
of
was a part of it?
No.
No?
The stick.
No.
No? Okay, cool. Well, make sure, again, you are 21 up. You want to make sure you drink responsibly. We just want to thank Miss Tally Washington again for her stopping through.
Yes.
She really gave us some gems. And along with Ms. Lex, thank you for putting your twist on it. We appreciate you too. We love you long time.
Love you guys too.
Heard you. And you guys already know, if you guys ever want to be on our show, which is an amazing show, don't be scared. If you have a topic for us, definitely send us an email at glmty22@gmail.com. Look at it. I can't even talk right.
All right. That's that wine.
That's the wine. That's the wine. So we thank you guys so much for listening in, and we'll see you next time. Because, girl, let me tell you, we'll holler at you.